that. Let's say that in the chat box. Let's see how we are all doing today. Let's see what you want to learn or what you hope to achieve from today's class. So if you can do that, let's do that very quickly so we can get on with today's class. Okay. Thank you very much. So you know this is a virtual conference, right? So we need to feel that energy, to know that we are talking to people, to know that we are interacting with people. And the only way to keep this thing going is for us to make use of the chat box, keep it going at all times so that we can feel you, so that we'll know that our participants are feeling the energy of what's happening here. Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. And a good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and my honor to welcome you all to day 2 of the Path to Success virtual conference. Day 1 with Alibaba was mind-blowing. I'm sure that some of us can attest to that. So if you were not here during our first session, well, I'm just going to try as much as possible not to rub it in your face, but you missed. Trust me, you missed a whole lot. It was wonderful. It was incredible. If for any reason you could not make it to the first, you didn't make it to the first session that we had, the link is on the WhatsApp group. So if you're there, just or I can send it again so that you can go and watch it. Trust me, you will be blessed. Even if you did attend, it will do no harm to go back to refresh your minds on some of those things that we learned. Okay. I'm expecting that this evening is worth my waiting. Yes. Trust me, it will be worth the wait. I know that for a fact. So trust me on this. Don't worry. You come back to me later and you tell me that, oh, Ebele, you said this. Once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Ebele Emmanuels, and I'll be moderating today's session. Okay, we're just going to dive right into it so that we don't take too much of our time. I'm not the one you came here to listen to, so I'll just hand the floor over to Ms. Catherine to say a few words, then we can get started right into it. So Ms. Catherine, if you're here, the floor is yours.
Good evening. Hello, Ms. Barrr. You look radiant as always. How are you today? All right. Welcome, everyone. Today is going to be another mind-blowing session. I am super excited. I have been waiting, sincerely, I have been waiting since 5 p.m. Yes, I just can't wait for today because today's topic resonates with me more. I want to learn work-life balance. I want to balance this life. I don't know about you. I don't know about Ms. Adobe. I don't know about Ms. Glory. I don't know about Ms. Ify. I don't know about Happiness Anthony. I don't know about Amaka. But for me, I want to balance my work and my life because we don't want to sacrifice one for the other, right? We don't want to sacrifice one on the altar of another. So we want to know where to put that balance between our work and our personal life. That is why we have no other person to facilitate this session than our able barrister, Ebele Iyiegbu, the CEO of Cake Foundation. We're super glad to have you, ma'am. We really appreciate you being here with us to teach us from your wealth of knowledge. That is the height of generosity for me, and I can't stop saying thank you. I can't stop saying thank you, ma'am. Thank you for honoring this invitation, and we are waiting eagerly to learn from you, and we want to believe that by the end of the session, we would have something tangible. You know, some people think tangible means small, but tangible is more than we think. Something big to go home with. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ms. Ebele, the floor is yours. I'm going to share the screen for us to read her profile. Everybody get ready. The profile of all profiles is about to be read. Get ready. When we saw this profile, we're like, today is gonna be fire. So let's get ready. Miss Ebele, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I now relinquish control to you.
Thank you very much. So I'll just go right ahead and introduce the speaker for today. A lawyer by profession, Barrister Mrs. Ebele Iyiegbu is the founder and executive director of the KIG Foundation, an NGO with a mission to restore hope to the less privileged children by combating poverty globally through quality education, healthcare, and nutrition to enable them to actualize their potential. Since 2018, Ebele has, through the KIG Foundation, reached out to over 50,000 disadvantaged children and women in several parts of Nigeria through its various programs and outreaches. Her passionate humanitarian and philanthropic deeds have not gone unnoticed, as she has been called to receive several awards within and outside Nigeria. Notable among them being the Women of the Year Award by Cover World, Humanitarian Award by Abuja Moms, Indigenous Women Icon of the Year at the Indigenous Women Awards, Most Supportive Foundation of the Year by African Royalty, and the 2019 Impactful Women Award, which took place in Ghana, to mention but a few. Her slogan, delivering happiness one child at a time, has kept her going in her work with children, youths, young women, and persons in distress, with the aim of ensuring that these persons see the dim light at the end of the tunnel. She strongly believes the rights of every child must be respected and their welfare protected, their education and healthcare guaranteed. A workaholic, problem solver, and unrepentant optimist, her special areas of interest include social work practice, human rights advocacy, and training with emphasis on the boy and girl child, NGO, civil society governance and management, training and capacity building for NGOs. She has extensive experience in organizing advocacy, sensitization programs, and outreaches, and in also creating child rights awareness through engaging campaigns, seminars, and conferences where the lives of hundreds of dysfunctional and less privileged children have been touched. She is currently the vice president of the Cubana Group of Companies, where she contributes in no small measure to the organization to help the organization meet its set global objectives. She's also an international professional certified life coach, an NLP practitioner, and member of the Association of Professional Coaching UK. A mentor to several young people and the convener of Under the Mango Tree, a mentorship program for single and married couples. She is the founder of the Haver Coach, a platform dedicated to coaching and mentoring women of all ages in becoming better versions of themselves. Ebele is married to the award-winning and internationally recognized entrepreneur, Mr. Obina Iyiegbu, popularly known as Obi Kubana, and they are blessed with 5 boys. Ladies and gentlemen, with a warm round of applause, we can't clap, but we can use the emoji. Please let us make welcome Ebele Iyiegbu. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Barrr, my namesake.
I was just saying to myself that we are Barrers, we're kind of intelligent, you know?
You know, we can't help it.
Yeah.
So you guys don't get jealous. Hi, Mrs. Catherine.
Oh, hello, Miss Ebele.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. And you, how are you?
Great, great, great. just so you know, I'm not gonna be speaking like you because you're my English coach. So pardon me if I don't get to that level. And all my
Everyone can tell you are doing great. Everyone can tell you are doing great. You're speaking, ma'am. I'm
yes,
super proud of you. You're learning well. You are learning well. We are going to award you
I'm
this
learning.
year. Don't
I'm
worry.
a good student.
Thank you
Hi,
so much. It's an honor
everyone.
to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That's profile is so long. I don't even know how to cut. I keep cutting it. It's still
No,
long.
don't cut it, ma'am. You've earned it. You've earned
It's
it.
still
So
long.
they will all read everything. No need to cut it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Ebere, Ada, Adobe, Aina, Amaka, Anjola. Where are they? Hi, everyone. Can you say hi back to me? Hi, you guys are hearing me, right? Okay.
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
So, first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me today. And I don't take it for granted. And, you know, I can't say no because this is what I love doing, and this is that one part that I love talking about, you know, as women and as mothers and as career women. So today we're going to be talking about the work-life balance. Yeah. So, but before we go there, I'd like to know from the participants what they think work-life balance means. Can you tell me, can we all chat? So it's going to be interactive. What do you think work-life, or what is work-life balance to you?
Okay, if anyone would like to speak to make it faster, if anyone would like
Yeah.
to speak, just use the raise hand symbol.
If anybody would like to speak, because I'm here to learn from you as well. Just like Mrs. Catherine said, she's here to learn. We're all here to learn. I'm all balancing work with passion. Thank you, Ebere. Who else? Anybody else? Okay. Having to balance stress between work and everyday life activities. Nice.
Let me check YouTube. Okay, no comments from YouTube.
Okay. Anybody else before we go? Okay, so have you guys heard about work-life integration? Have you heard about work-life integration? And if yes, what do you think it means? Mercy saying work-life balance to me has to do with how we manage our work and everyday life. Okay, Princess is saying no. Work-life integration, no. Okay. So we've had other people, some scholars say that there's nothing like work-life balance, but there's something like work-life integration. So we're going to be talking about all of those things today, and we're going to be asking the question if it's possible for you to have work-life balance or work-life integration. Okay, Zoe is saying work-life balance, having an equilibrium between your work and other aspects of your life. Great. So that's work-life balance. We all know what work-life balance is. Balancing work and your or other aspects of life, most especially your family for women, Are we all women here, Miss Catherine?
No, we have a mixed audience.
Oh, okay, okay. So balancing your work and balancing your relationship. There's something called the wheel of life. As a coach, I don't know if you know. Yes. So there's something called the wheel of life. The wheel of life is like a self-assessment tool we use as coaches to be able to it represent the different aspects of your life, and it helps to excuse me. It represents the different aspects of your life, and this will help us to understand or to get like balance on what Princess is saying, maintaining a harmonious relationship. Yes. So we all want that balance. You know, when we eat balanced meal, right? You have your plate, you have your carbohydrate, you have your protein, you have your vegetables and all of that. Because when you eat only rice, it is said that you don't eat a balanced meal. So the same thing as our life, when we have those segments of our lives, which includes your personal life, your family life, your career and work, your spirituality, all of these things I can relate to having a balanced life. In coaching you, I can say, okay, between 1 to 10 in your relationship, how are you going? Are you are you on 10, or are you on 7, or are you on 1? And if you say you're on 3, that means there's work to do. If you say you're 7, that means you're okay. So those aspects of your life, the wheel of life, the circle of life, that is what we want you to be able to have balance all through. And even as mothers, most especially, we are dealt with, we are always having this guilt about this mom guilt about, okay, I want to be there for my children. I want to make money. I want to be able to assert myself in the community. And also, I want to be this good mom, good wife, you know. So we all have different caps that we're wearing. Want to be that big sister, good wife, good mother, good this, good that, and our career and industry. And is that possible? We're going to learn. So let me start by again, all of your definitions that are true, they are all right. So work-life balance, as we know, it refers to the idea of striking a balance or a harmonious equilibrium between one's personal life and one's professional life. So this involves a clear separation. In this work-life balance, you need to have a clear separation between your work and your personal life. Then work-life integration, because down the years, some people came and said, okay, this work-life balance is not going to work. There's nothing like work-life balance. Rather, there's something like work-life integration. Work-life integration means blending one's professional and personal life in a way that allows flexibility between the two. So rather than mean to strictly separate them, you have to work towards all of the like incorporating your work or incorporating your family life into your work. When you start thinking of, okay, I want to start working from home and stuff like that. So you find a way to make your work, incorporate your work into your family life, or incorporate your family life into your work and make it work. So those are the plenty scholars. I think another one came up with something else. But all of these things, do you think a career woman, because I've been asked so many times, can a career woman have it all? Can you have a good relationship, or can you have a good marriage and still have a good career, a successful career? What do you think, guys? Do you think we can have it all?
I think it's possible, leveraging the integration you talked about. I think it's possible.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. So the essence of this, sorry, okay, somebody is saying we cannot have it all. Somebody is saying, I think we can. So, Kathy, can you tell me why you think we cannot have it all? And Aina, can you tell me why you think we can? Is it okay to bring them up?
Yes, please. All right.
Kathy?
We'll start with a Kathy. Kathy, I am seeking permission for you to unmute. You can unmute, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Good
Kathy.
evening.
Yes, madams. I said so because by the time you are so focused on career, you won't really have time for family. It can never be balanced. If you are into the career or if you are really into your business and is really yielding so much money and time tasking and go and co, you won't really have time for other things.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Thank you. Somebody
Thank
said,
you, ma'am.
especially when you live in diaspora.
Who's the
Okay,
second person?
and Aina, you said
Aina.
you
Where is she?
yeah.
Okay, Aina, permission to unmute.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening, Aina.
Good evening, ma'am. Well, for me, I think it's possible to have it all, depending on how you schedule your both the career life and the personal life. You know how you put it all together. You can have it all, depending on how you planned it, and depending on your spouse too. There is a way you agree with the person you're working with, and you can work together and get what you want.
Thank you. Thank you. Both of you, both of you are correct. But let's keep going. We'll find out whether it's possible or not. So just like I mentioned, it's good to have a balanced life. But if you notice on your plate, they will tell you, put this one, maybe like your vegetables should be much and your rice should be little and your beans should be this and that. Do you understand? So when you're having a balanced meal, doesn't mean that you're going to be having like 50% of rice, 50% of beans, 50% of vegetables. All of those things matter. So now we're going to be talking about okay, I've been able to explain what work-life balance is, and I've been able to explain what work-life integration is. And I've asked, can either of them be achieved? Which we're going to find out now. Statistics have shown exactly why the effect of work-life balance on women and on other people. It leads to stress, it leads to a whole lot of what is it called? Mental health problems. It leads to high blood pressure. It leads to so many things. Having this thing it's not it's been like a problem everywhere around the world because it affects virtually all the circles of your life. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you find out that you cannot be productive at work. And if you're not productive at work, you find out that it will affect your relationship with others and your relationship in your marriage, your relationship with your friends and family. And if you don't have that relationship, it affects a whole lot of things. It affects your health, it affects your mental health, it affects every other thing, your relationship with your children, your spiritual life. So all of these things are interconnected. They are interdependent. So it is very good that we find that balance. In creating that balance, how do we do that? Just like I've mentioned, you need to coach yourself on the time that you're giving to either your marriage, your relationship, your work, and stuff like that. So we need balance, and the reason why we need balance is because it affects our health and well-being. It affects our productivity, our relationships, our job satisfaction, our personal growth, and so many of all the other ones. So creating balance is indeed what we did. And I'm going to be telling you my specific story because we all, just like Aina said, it's all about you. It's all about creating that strategy or whatever it is that works for you. For me, I don't think there's anything like work-life balance, or I don't think to me the explanation behind all of this is creating what works for you. What works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for another person. But then there are strategies that I'm going to share that will help you in making sure that you get to that level where you begin to understand what works for you and also implement all those things into having the balance and the success that you want in life as a woman or as a man. Now, like I mentioned, I have like 10 strategies that I've used or that I've been able to notice in my journey as a career woman, as a mother, as a wife, and as somebody's friend and sister. So one of the things that I'm going to be talking about is clarity. In everything that we do, we have to get to that level where we see clarity. Everybody, I want work-life balance. I want to balance it. I want to have it all. Somebody said, Oprah Winfrey actually said, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. Yes, we can have it all, but we just can't have it all at once. There are times when the need for family will come first. There are times when the need for work will come first. So because you say, okay, we need to make money, and definitely if you're all about making money, the relationship will suffer, just like who mentioned, was it Ebele that mentioned it? So if you focus on work, definitely relationship will suffer. If you focus so much on work, your health will suffer. If you focus so much on family, then you won't get to, grow your career or make that money. Because as women, some of us are actually breadwinners. Some of us are taking care of the kids, and you can't say, oh, because I love my kids, I won't go and make money, right? And you can't say, oh, because I want to be a good mom, I want to stay home, or because I want to make money, I will now leave my children. No. So all these things is what I'm saying, that there are strategies and there are things that you are going to build around your life that will create you freedom. Strategies, I call it creating freedom with strategy. So in being able to manage your life and having that balance, there are certain things you put into consideration. And one of them is clarity. The first thing you do in everything that you do is clarity. Be true to thyself. What exactly, you have to ask yourself, what exactly do you want? Who exactly do you want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to? What are my values? Do I really want to be all career, or do I want to be like that loving mom that wants to be there for the children and I want to, love them and all of that. Now, I'm going to be giving you my story as I lay down all of these strategies. First, in deciding on the kind of person that you are. Don't get me wrong, being a career woman is beautiful. And also being that mother that will want to stay. Some people want to say, okay, I'm going to stay and be that mother to my children and just nurture them. There was a time in my life when I had to be that mother, to stay and nurture my children. Because why? Because they were still young.
Yeah.
And I've put into consideration everything about my life. My husband was always traveling, and for me, I can't come and say, okay, I want to be traveling or I want to be busy all the time. From morning till night, I won't be there. I will leave my children at the mercy of what is it called? The helpers. Okay? So we had to decide, because it was a conversation between me and my husband, to decide, okay, at this point in your life, you need to stay and you need to be able to take care of the children. Why? Because they are young. And it's not just me, it's me that made that decision. It wasn't just my husband. My husband was like, oh yes, I know you, because I was working before I got married, right? And coming now, being pregnant, taking care of the children, wanting to go back to assert myself and probably be all that I think I want to be. I have other people that I need to put into consideration at that moment. And I had to make that decision that, okay, at this point, there is nothing I'm going to do that will take me so much away from the family, because for now that they are young, they need my time. Do you understand? So in deciding, I decided that this is the kind of mom that I want to be. This is the kind of person I am. I'd rather choose family at this point over being that boss. Do you understand? So it's one, clarity. If you don't have a husband and if you're single, go for it. This is the time you go for it before you even get married. Because when you get married, you have other responsibilities. You take care of you think of your husband, you think of children and all of that. So
and your
now,
in-laws.
and your in-laws, so many responsibilities, yeah? So, but now that you're young, if you're not married now, oh, go for it, go for it, go for it, and make sure that you win before you get married. If you're that career woman, make sure you set it well. Make sure so one of my friends one time said, told me that the mistake she made before getting married was not being able to kickstart her career journey. So now that if you're a single lady here and you are passionate about being a career woman, now is the time for you to kickstart it. So whoever is coming into your life already knows that, okay, this woman, yes, that this woman already has a career going on. I won't come and say because of marriage now, let her go and leave her career and stuff like that. I was working, but the work wasn't like what I wanted. I was working with an IT company then, but work is work, right? So in affirming that, I now said, okay, it's not like I am doing, what I would really love to do. So this is my time for me to decide the kind of person I want to be and be true to myself. So that's number one, clarity. Number two is when you have clarity, you identify what you need. You identify what help that you need. Now, in identifying that, okay, that I need to stay with my children for it's such a time as this, a time where I'll need to nurture them and all of that. But even in the nurturing, I still wanted to do something. Now, I need to get a help. I need to get support systems. I will come to that. That's like number 3. So I needed to make that decision. 1, okay, this is what I need to do. Then identify where you need help. Even in the office, you need to identify where you need help. Even in the office right now, as I am, sometimes I don't like to delegate. It's one of my problems. Delegation. I don't like to delegate. I want to do everything. Even at home, when my children are doing homework, I want to be the one that will do the homework. And even when I identify that, okay, I need a lesson teacher to come and take away this one from me. Even with the lesson teacher, I was still trying to make sure that the lesson teacher taught them the right thing. So can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So it was, even now as I'm still struggling with in some areas that I'm even talking about. So delegation and all of that. So at that point, I needed a help. I needed support in all those things. And number 3 is to invest in those support systems. So I needed to get some people to help me manage some things. So I too, I can be able to have time for other things. I've seen situations where husbands do not allow their wives to work. You want her to work, you want her to do all the things, you want her to take care of the children, you want her to take care of you, you want her to also go to work. It's not done. It's not, she's human, right? We're all human. We have this mental health. What time do you have for yourself? Because we women, we learn to take care of every other person, but we don't take care of us. And then all of these things start telling on you. You see a woman of 15 years or 20 years or 25 years, that person is looking like a 55-year-old woman. Why? Because of stress. She doesn't take care of herself. She's always working, from work to you wake up. People in Lagos. Are you in Lagos?
Yeah.
So people in Lagos, they wake up by 3 a.m. to go to work, and on their way to work, they take children to, drop their children, go to work, come back, pick children, hold up, 9 o'clock, come back, cook, do this one, attend to husband. We're humans, and tell me, this thing will definitely tell on you if you don't create that balance that you need. So in all of these things, please, even husbands, even men that are here, even if they say mates are necessary evil, it depends on what the kind of person that you're looking for. It depends on how you want to handle them. There are things that you really need to put in place before anything can work. So like I said, it depends on what you're managing, what your present situation is. If you don't think you need that support in that aspect, no problem. There's also support in technology. We have like in my phones now, I have time management, I have all those things that you need to time management apps. I have habit apps, habit what is it called? Apps like the where I am able to, tick what I've done and all of that. I have my
Can you
journal
say the names of the apps again?
There's this the time management app.
Time management app.
They have like different ones that you can use to manage your time. You have like the habits ones that you can use. You have the financial ones. You have so many apps out there to help you automate some task, you know. So all of these things will help you. Technology has come, and we need to use all these things to help us. And also, the fourth one is to learn to say no. I tried saying no to Catherine, but she persisted. You know, honestly, the time I didn't have the time, honestly. I didn't have the time. I wanted to do it. My spirit is saying, this is what I want to do. But then the
The
time is,
body.
the body is, so, but because of the kind of person she is, I had to say yes. So, but this is me again telling you to learn to say no, because it's very important for your you can't I see some people will come even at work. Oh, Catherine, can you do this for me? I need to run. You carry all those loads. You want to earn more money. Like in the UK, you say, okay, somebody wants me to work her shift. It's not convenient for you, but because you need money, you go and work the shift, and after the shift, you come and be taking what is it called? That's paracetamol. You come and be rubbing a bunny key,
Ibuprofen.
all those things, you know. Meanwhile, you took all of these things on yourself. So you have to learn to say no, learn when to stop. Because after everything, it is you that will suffer all of these things. Stress is not good. It makes you have high blood pressure. High blood pressure leads to other diseases that can even lead to death. So you need to learn to take care of yourself and not be greedy to say no to everything. You can't do it all. You can't have it all. Small by small, small, small. You need to know your capability. You need to know when to stop, even at work, even at home. Sometimes at home as a mom, the children will scatter the house. And if I ask them to just when they were young, not now, because if you scatter the house, you'll everybody works in this house. So, but then I will look around and I'll be like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'll just leave it like that for a
Mm.
while, rest. Because
Mm-hmm.
you can't be cleaning, all because you want to answer
A
clean
good wife.
good wife, you want
Wife
to
material.
wife material. When they come to your house, they'll say, this place is sparkling clean. When you have in my house, they will carry all these things and be, drawing on the floor on the wall.
Wall.
And I'm telling you, and sometimes there was a time I came out in the morning and my wall, like the whole from this end to this end, my first son,
Story
Alex,
of my
because
life.
he was drawing, he drew with different colors. So imagine, I didn't even know what to do. I wanted to beat the hell out of him. I wanted to, in fact, I did. But then again, the picture was so, so beautiful. I didn't
Hmm.
clean it. Hmm? You can't even clean it out. This one is if you want to clean it, you have to use paint again to paint it. So till today, it's still in that house. So this is really, really it's really, really important that we have to know our limits, know your limit, know when to say no. And that comes down to number 5, which is creating healthy boundaries. Know your
Hmm.
limit. When it's time for me, I don't take work home. And that is what I told the
Wow.
people that are working for me. I will not take work home. If you notice, I'm a family-oriented woman, and
Sure.
I love that time with my children. When it's time for family, I give it to them. When I'm in the UK now and I'm studying, when my husband comes, I give him that time. Do you understand? When it's time for work, if there are things that you cannot finish at work, please let it stay there.
Hmm.
Let it stay there. Let
Hmm.
us there are so many books to read on, like Eat That Frog and Atomic Habits, all of these things. You can read these books. When it's time to do anything, like in time management, do the big ones. Anything that you cannot do or do time blocking, there's something like time blocking, like in fact, in time management, which I will even come, which is the sixth one, practice effective time management. In time management, there's something they call time blocking. Do you understand? Like, everybody knows that it depends on also when you wake up. Make sure that you have your time. And at every point in time, you already know what you're doing. I wake up by 5. My whole my family, all of us, we wake up by 5, even the children, which is so by the time we're waking up by 5, we already know that 5 o'clock to 5:30, you're saying your prayers, you're doing your devotion. 5:30 to there's just one day, all of us here try and sit down and excuse me, and make sure you write exactly what you're doing at every point in time. Try it and see if it will not work for you. It will not be perfect. Even sometimes, like I said, sometimes you don't do that, right? But that is when you bring out the like I learned in Atomic Habit. We already do it. It's called stacking, right? It's called stacking, habit stacking. Like during my exercise, because people like me, I would like to read. I want to read. Sometimes I'll be like, I want to read. I want to do devotion. I want to worship. I want to pray. I want to journal. I want to do this. I want to do that. But how is that possible? And within that time, you're supposed to also go to work. Now, in doing all those things, you need to find or create a system that works for you. For me, I would say, okay, between so and so time, and you allot time to them, even if you don't finish. Sometimes you might not do that one. Sometimes it works. Like I will say, okay, I want to be able to do this, do this, do this, do this. Reading, I found out that I cannot read. I want to read the whole of that day, right? The whole of the week, like Monday to Sunday. But it's not possible. So what I did was, okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I want to read for like 1 hour. You allot 1 hour or you allot 30 minutes, whatever works for you. And you allot the time. Will it be bedtime or will it be during early in the morning? So whatever works for you, you make sure that you allot those times. You have time blocking. You have like right now that I'm doing this thing, I have told my children nobody should disturb me. I locked my door. This is my time. I'm allotting this time to doing this. If there's any emergency, you know what to do. If there's anything you want here, come and take it, you know? So all of these things, yeah, flexible scheduling, all of these things is something you need to do for you to create those freedom that you want. If you don't do it, and also what I do is I try to plan my day every day on paper. I like writing, I like thinking on paper. I like doing it. Anything I do, I have to write it down first before I now implement or I now take it to whatever or whatever I want it to be. So plan your day, plan your time, plan your day, plan your week, plan like if you're a here and you have children, plan ahead. Right now, the uniforms are out, It's not in the morning when it's time for you to go to work. You're already running helter-skelter, looking for uniform and all of that. So you need to plan all of these things, put them into boxes and make sure it works for you. Anyone that you cannot do, or if the time you allocated to that one has passed, leave it. You will not die. But this will help you. I'm telling you, you will not die. These things will help you in managing your life, in managing your time as a wife, managing your time as a career woman. I'm working for myself. I don't know if you're working for other people, you can still schedule all those times because you already know this is my time for work. So plan everything accordingly. And the eighth one is to learn to delegate, which I've mentioned before. Delegation is something that I still struggle with even till now. but it's very good when you learn to delegate, because sometimes I was thinking that I want to do everything myself. I want to do the homework for them myself. I want to write the email myself and stuff like that. Because sometimes I believe that, this person will, will not really write what I want.
The way you do it.
The way I do it. So even when they write, I will still say, come, I want to see it. So all of these things takes time. You will think it's 5 minutes of your time, 10 minutes of your time, but it takes time. So you need to get to that level where you empower whoever it is that you're working for, that is working for you, to be able to have some confidence that that person will deliver the way you deliver.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it's still important for you, for your brand, and it's very important. So sometimes I'll be like, let me see it. I want to see. I want to read again. I want to do all those things. And it's not nice. So let's plan and plan to delegate. Here, I've been able to also delegate to my children because they are grown now. We all have times. Everybody, they have their time of when it's your turn to work in the kitchen. You're there making sure that the kitchen is clean. If you're upstairs, making sure that upstairs is clean. If you're downstairs, making the it gives me mom and as a boss and as a student to do other things that I want to do. So let them take off that everybody, involve everybody in everything that they need to do. Involve everybody. Nobody is a child anymore. As long as you're not carrying them. 5 years, from 5 years, everybody should know what they can do to be able to help you. Because if you find out that you have to clean the house, do this one, and do work and do all that, you're stressing yourself, and it's going to reflect on all other aspects of your life. And in doing this, number 9, you have to always take a time to reflect. Pause and say, how am I doing this? Am I getting it right? Is this one working? If it's not working, change strategy again. Anything that is not working, you've tried it for a month or 2 or 3, and you feel it's not working, it's giving you more concern. It's time for you to change again. So always reflect, always assess your balance. Is it giving me the balance? Am I really getting it? So you need to always assess your balance. Because like I said, sometimes work will take much of your time. And it's okay. And sometimes family will take your time. Because a time will come where, okay, I want to, your child might want might have health issues that will warrant you as a mother to be there at the hospital with the person, and you can't be able to go to work, or you can't be able to do any other thing. So this creates creation of work-life balance that, okay, this one is working well and this one is working well. It's not possible, because sometimes this one will work well, taking much of your time. Sometimes this one will work well, taking much of your time. But in between, the thing that I don't want us to have is to start having guilt that, oh, I'm not doing so well, oh, I'm not. All you need to do is to sit down and reflect exactly what is happening in my life. Why is this happening? And if you find out that it's because this happened, and you can be able to recognize any pattern, then you will know that you're on the right path. But if you assess yourself again and you find out that this thing is it's not working because I have a problem, then it's time for you to sit down and also do the work. Sometimes after all the talk, the thing that that happens is that we don't really implement what we have learned. And we want like the coach to do I don't know whether you want the coach to carry you on the head and be doing it for you. Like, do you understand? You need to do the work. If you don't do the work, it will not work. It is very hard sometimes when you start. But when you're able to implement and and keep doing those things, you will form the habit and it becomes a part of you. Last one is to indulge in self-care and self-love, which is my favorite part in all of this. Indulge in self-care and self-love. You don't give what you don't have. If now that this cup is empty and you want to pour into your work or into a relationship or into anything and you're empty, you can't pour into, you can't, if this is empty, but now that it's full, you are the one, you're the cup, and you can be able to pour into others. You can be able to pour into your work. But if you're stressed out, if you're having mental problems, if you're having depression, anxiety, all of that, you cannot be able to function well. How do we function well? Sometimes pause, take a time, take a break. Make sure you take care of yourself. Yeah, but I don't have the money. It's not about money. Do what you love. What is it? If all of us, like I mentioned, I love reading. I love watching movies. I love music. I love dancing. I love all of those things. Take a break. Sometimes just say, oh, I like every other thing. Just let me rest. As a woman, so many things are dragging you. And if they keep dragging you everywhere, everything wants us. Social media is calling us. Work is calling us. Husband is calling you. Children calling you. Friends calling you. Family members calling you. Church people calling you. Everybody, dragging you left, right, and center. And you feel that you're a superwoman, do it all. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I am not a superwoman. Do you understand? I want to have my own me time. I want to have my own free time. Like I mentioned, if I am tired and the house is in a mess and I feel that I can't do it right now, I leave it. Nobody will die. As long as it's not a threat to life, just find time to just reflect and treat yourself to a massage, whatever it is, whatever that works for you, whatever you love, just do it. Nobody will die. When you are so filled with love and you're so filled with all of these things and your mental health, you're in a stable place, you can be able to give out. You can be able to think properly. You can be able to find out it's life. But when you're always in a chaos, like every time you're doing kitty kitty kata kata, I want to do this, I want to do that, then there's no way it will work. So find time to indulge yourself and treat yourself to a nice meal. You can take yourself out. Then I used to take myself to every Wednesday because they have a corner. I used to take myself out every Wednesday and probably sometimes with friends. We'll just go to what is it called? This to movie place. Just to watch movie, So there are things that you can do for yourself as a woman. If you're not doing it, start doing it. I started doing having for a long time. I wasn't doing massage and all of that. At no time to me, I'll be like, there's no time for all of those things. Somebody will be like, are you telling me you've not done I will tell you, I think it's only once I've done massage. Why? Because I don't think there's time for this. How can I be doing massage when I have work to do, when I have kids to attend to, when I have this? Where is the time? Please create the time. It's very important that you create the time because after everything, you need your life. Exercise, that's another thing. Women exercise, take care of. Exercise is not just about losing weight. It's not just about losing weight. It's about taking care of yourself. from the inside, making sure that you deal with, because when you're dealing with depression and every other thing, they will tell you to exercise. They will tell you to, when you're having what is it called? BP and stuff,
Okay.
exercise. Every doctor will still tell you about exercises, not just about losing weight. It's about having this right mindset and having a good health stand where you're not suffering from one sickness or the other, because you need to be able to stand and have that strength to be the career woman that you want to be, and also win in your relationship. So make sure that whatever works for you, that you're doing exactly what you feel that you need, not what you want people to think. You understand? Because some of us, we look at our friends, oh, this one is a CEO, this one, I want to be a CEO. Or you look like, oh, this one is a businesswoman and she's making money, and you now leave your path. Your path is to be a career woman, and you now you leave your job to come and be a businesswoman, and you're missing it. And you leave your businesswoman thing to come and go and do career, and you're missing it. So stay one place, stay where you're called. That's the thing. We are all called differently. In as much as you can be a businesswoman, there is something you can do. Stay there. Then in wanting to have side hustles, you can do those things. But which one is your major part? Stay on your major path while you're still doing. You can be a partner to another business. You can be this to. You understand? You mustn't be out there doing business which you're not called to be. But if you feel that you can do it, then have those skills, and be able to do that. So those are the 10 strategies that I've used to create freedom for myself to be able to do the things that I'm doing. And again, you have to learn to communicate with your partner at all times. Like, let him know exactly what you stand for, who you are, what you want to do. Sometimes they might say no, sometimes they might say yes, but there's a way that you communicate and keep communicating and keep communicating. A time will come when he will understand that this woman is not, is not going to change her mind about this. And he will start seeing in you that, okay, this is really what she's called to do. Let me leave her to, be herself. But in doing that, there are ways that you communicate. You have to be effective in communicating and not prove yourself like, okay, you can't stop me. This is what I want to do and all of that. Like I said, when you marry, you already have responsibility to different people. You're not yourself. So you can't behave like, oh, you're single. You have to put all these people into consideration. So the last thing is a continuous process. This thing about work-life balance, work-life integration, what works for you. If this one is not working, change again. If this is working, know how to expand it. So it's a continuous process. And like I mentioned, what works for me might not work for you. But then again, finding the right mix will help you in building your own unique structure and goals. Last, pray for direction. At this point, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that that work-life balance is a continuous process.
Yeah.
So thank you. Any questions?
Thank you so much. Please let the applause come in. Let them come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without wasting much time, ma'am, I know you have to leave, but I don't know if some people have questions and how many questions you'd like to take. I'm number one.
Okay.
Yes. So I don't know if any other person has a question. You can just use the raise hand symbol and we'll take, say, 2, 3 questions and we should be good. All right. So,
Okay.
ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you. You don't know what you have done for me. Like I said during the last session, sometimes we think we know these things, we know it all, but when you hear it again, especially when you hear it from an expert, it makes you realize that you knew nothing. Like everything I have jotted here, I have promised myself I will go by it. So help me God. I will go by it.
So
I
help you
learned,
God.
yeah. Especially when you talked about this, the one a lot time frame for everything. I have a problem with that. I
Yeah.
would sleep by 2 a.m. sometimes. It's not healthy. I know it's not healthy and it makes me
It's not
wake up late. Just because you want to work, you want to
affecting your
do,
life. Affecting your
yeah.
life. Yeah.
So I just, like you said, we will not die.
Mm-mm.
We will not die if we do things the right way. We will not die. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really eye-opening. Thank you. So my first question is, we are advised to stay persistent sometimes. When you're pursuing a goal, we're advised to stay persistent. At what point do we take a bow when it's not working? Because there's something you said that triggered my attention, which I think many people should apply, because there's no time to waste time. Some people, you see it's not working and you just keep pushing. This thing is evidently not working, but you just keep pushing because some person is telling you, oh, stay consistent, stay persistent. With time, the end will justify the means and all of those things. So at what point do you take a bow and tell yourself, look, I need to try something else?
So, like I mentioned, you have to consistently reflect on whatever it is that you're doing, be it work, be it any other thing you're doing in your life. You have to I say score of your life, score yourself. You can score yourself weekly. How have I been doing in this path? How have I been doing in this path? And if you see that this thing is not working and you're giving it everything, like I said, you have to do the work. It's not when you're doing the work, you want to get manna from heaven and you say, I clean. There's no anything. You have to do the work. And work is one thing that most people do not want to do. So you have to consistently do the work and reflect and regularly assess whatever it is that you're doing. It might be working for another person. It might not
Yeah.
work for you. But then again, like I said, clarity. Are you really called to do that thing? There are businesses I started. Not that I feel, if you even ask me now, I will tell you that totally 100% that this is what I want to do in my life. But for a while, it was going on, when you start, it's all good and dandy. The next thing, you see it and you're taking so much time, you're putting your energy, you're putting your time, you're doing everything that you feel that you need to do, and it's not working. It's not everybody has their own being, blah, 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 blah. So if you feel that for a year, for 2 years, you've been doing the same thing, you've been putting in the work and it's not working, maybe it's time to reassess. Maybe you can come back and you're trying different things, not trying the same thing over and over again. So maybe you're trying different things. You do this one, you do this one. They say, okay, don't do this, try another thing. And you've been trying all these things and it's still not working. Maybe it's time to take a bow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Esther, I am seeking permission for you to unmute. Okay. You have the floor.
Yes, sir. Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
All right, good evening, man. My name is Esther. Firstly, I want to appreciate you for your time, for being so generous with your knowledge. Thank you so much. So
Well,
everything you've listed, I I jotted them down. And I'll work on them. But one thing that I just want you to like throw more insight is on you say something that we are doing business, maybe you are trying to do business, and I've noticed that it's not everyone that can do business. It's not everyone. Sometimes maybe there are a lot of things that will not make you, that will not just make the business work. You mentioned partnership. Can you just show more insight on that?
okay. So at this point in my life, if you notice, um I have partnership with other people. I want to do a hair business, but do I have the time? No. Do I have the do I have the money? Yes. Do I have the skills or the time to start? No. So what do you do? Find a partnership. Some of the businesses that my husband is running, everybody thinks is only Cubana, Cubana. It's not Cubana.
Mm,
Or in fact, virtually all of them, they have partners. He's got partners that invested in that business. He
mm,
is the face, but he's got partners that invested in that business. And if you see some of the things that he's doing also, those are partnership. Does he have like the enviable, the recent one, for example? There's nothing like transportation, anything in his CV or anything, but do I have the visibility? Yes. Do I have the money? Yes. So partnership is the new game now. You see Versace, you see Fendi coming together and they call
mm,
it dance
mm,
bag. No, partnership is the new oil. Sometimes what we don't understand is that you bring your skill. Okay, I have this skill. You have this. Join
mm,
together and make it work. Do you understand? But thing about human beings, you want to answer that CEO, want to tell everybody that we are the one that is running this thing. So partnership is if you're able to get somebody and you have the money or you have the skill, if a skill that you can bring, what are you bringing on the table? Is according to Nigerian people, what are you bringing on the table? If a skill, bring. If it's visibility, bring.
mm,
If it's money that you have, bring. Then you guys sit down together and find out exactly how you're going to run it. Make sure that it is written. Make sure you have a memorandum of understanding between the
yeah,
both of you. It could be two, it could be three. So that because human nature and human beings, we sometimes in life, some problems will come now and you start saying, after all, when you start as a lawyer, I like everything on paper, you know. So when these things come, you will go back to your agreement and say, what did we say? Okay, in this business, I'm going to be taking 20% of the profit, you're going to be taking
okay.
50% of the profit and stuff like that. Okay, I'm bringing small, you're bringing big. Let's do it 50-70, or let's do it 70-30. Do you understand? Or let's do it 60-30, then 10% for running cost of the business. So it depends on what you want and also the person that you're dealing with. Remember, you can't go into business with people that you don't know, people that you don't trust. So it's very important in as much as you want to do business. If you feel that you don't have the time and you don't have the skill and you don't, but you still want to, you see my partnership with some people that I'm doing things with. Do you understand? I mustn't be the face. I can come and okay, like what's it called? Influence for them, but at the end of the day, you get your cut.
Mm,
Do you understand? So partnership is really good, especially when okay, like you're working in a bank and you don't really have the time, but you still want to do business, you can still do that business. You can still invest in some other person's business, and you have like a guide, something that will guide the two of you, that it's all clear. You're seeing everything, you're seeing the proceeds, you're seeing how it's going, the sales and everything, so that we don't have problems. Even if it's your sister, even if it's your blood sister, make sure that you have all those things, set up. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther.
Wow, ma'am, you've dealt from work-life balance to business coaching. If you did not grab this last part, I really don't know, because I have taken note of this last part. Partnership, you don't have the time, you don't have the skill, but you want to do it. So you can just go into partnership with a person. Please, I don't know, but I am learning a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so
James
much.
Saying something. How would you advise a husband whose wife is career oriented in context, cultural and traditional? So who is advising who now? How would you advise a husband? Like I would say, before you are married, God created you as a human being. God created you as yourself. You have a life, right? Even outside the marriage, you have a life. Coming together is to make that life worthwhile. So if your wife is called to be a career person, or that she's career oriented, there's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with it. We have people like uh Okonjiwala them and stuff like that. They still have marriages. You've never heard anything bad, and all of that. All you need as a husband is to support your wife. Support your wife. You feel that is where her strength lies. Support her, give her all the support, and encourage her, even if you don't like it. Encourage her, and you will get the best from her. But when you're trying to prove that, oh, because you're a woman, because you're a woman doesn't, this patriarchy that we have right now, telling women, okay, sit at home, I'm the man, do this one, you're supposed to sit at home. It's not working, it's not going to work, because we are all differently. You need to allow that person, give the person the wing to fly. You never know. You understand? As a husband, try every time you might not like it, but then again, support her. The time will come when you start liking it, as long as the fruit is coming in, and you'll start liking it. So that's what I'll tell the husband to do.
Thank you so much. This has been enlightening. It has been insightful. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
God bless you too.
Okay, Ms. Ebele, I now relinquish control to our moderator. Are you here? I know you were here. Who wants to lead this kind of session?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, network, not again.
Much, ma'am. My namesake, and also for the fact that it was just like you saved the best for the last. I don't know if it's the best, but it was actually the one that spoke really well. It was actually
network.
The one that spoke so well to me. So taking out the time, let's show her some love, please. Show her some love once again. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out the time to. Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate I know that you've got a very busy schedule, and I even know that you had to go somewhere today, probably school or something, but you still made out the time to be here today. We really appreciate it. Let's show her some love. Show her some love. Let's come on, everyone, show her some love. And this is a very good opportunity for you.
Network.
To follow her on Instagram, should I use the word, so that you can learn more. So this is actually a very good opportunity to follow her on Instagram at Blush Ebi, if I'm not mistaken. So go on to Instagram right now. Okay, Lush on the network Ebi, and give her a follow once again, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
The pleasure is ours. Thank you so much, ma'am. Do enjoy your night. Enjoy your night and give yourself some rest from school to the session, please. And maybe sometime just give yourself a massage like you've taught us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, someone said calm and brilliant woman. Yes, she is.
That's how it varies.
Voice, everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Permission to leave, yeah?
Yes, please, by all means. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, people, Ms. Barrr, please, can we have a closing remarks?
Oh, we're not ending all that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So we know that we're not ending today, of course not, we're not. So tomorrow the session continues. We're supposed to have one session at 2 p.m., another at 5 p.m., but the session for 2 p.m. has been moved. We'll communicate that on the WhatsApp group. And tomorrow we are still having our session on Untold Life Truths by Ms. Idaosa. So it's going to be power packed.
No, sorry, Ms. Barrr. The session that was moved, Ms. Barrr. Okay. The session that was moved
was hers. Okay. I'm sorry I got that mixed up. The session that was moved was hers. So we are going to have utilizing social media effectively by Ife's Kitchen by 5 p.m. tomorrow. So come prepared, as it's going to be mind-blowing, it's going to be amazing. I am sure that you have not conference. So you invite your enemies too, because if your enemies can learn, they'll even better, and maybe they'll stop being your enemies. So invite everyone else. It's not jollof rice and turkey, maybe to partake of this wisdom with you. So I don't know if you've got anything else to add, Ms. Catherine, before we call it today here.
Good. All right. Yeah, you've said it all, Ms. Barrr. Thank you all so much. And please,
yes, I think
I like it more when good things are shared. You know, good things are not meant to remain with a certain set of people. So we have a good number. Yes, it's a good number, given the work-life situation. But share. That is why it's a free event. Share. If we have 1,000 people on this call, it wouldn't be a bad idea, would it, Ms. Barrr? It wouldn't be a bad idea. We'll just need to see how we can, upgrade our Zoom. You're giving us reasons to upgrade. All right. So share the link, the registration link, to your friends. Don't learn alone. Don't learn alone. Share to you. I have shared to my family members, to everything, even the replays. All right. Don't learn alone. What's good in learning alone? All right. So share the registration link. The past sessions we've had with Ali Baba and the session we just have today. Share the links. We're going to share the YouTube replay link. So share them to your friends, your families, your colleagues, so they can also benefit. You never can tell when they are going to use what they have learned from this training for your own, to help you in one way or the other. You understand? So there's love and sharing. Thank you all so much. I really enjoyed the session. Thank you. And from me, it's good night.
Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening, and bye for now.